All right, today's video, I want to talk about why what you say to yourself matters more than you think. And before you go, oh no, spiritual woo-woo guy, promise you I'm not. I promise you that I don't have any crystals and there's no pentagrams in my bedroom, I promise. Anyways, I just want to come on here and tell you that you don't need to be so fucking hard on yourself, bro. Like, really, you don't. All right? And I'm talking to myself here, but I'm sure you can relate. So, yeah, let's get into it. I just want to say the first thing is we're all human beings. All right? We all screw up. We all fail. Because if we didn't, then we wouldn't be humans. Every person you look up to, every celebrity or athlete or musician or influencer or whoever it is that you look up to, they are a human being with emotions who have imperfections, insecurities, flaws, they fuck up, all right? And I know that social media and Hollywood and celebrity, they like to promote all the perfections and give you kind of this unrealistic standard, right? But I promise you that the most beautiful, charming, smartest, richest people that exist all feel the same way that we do. They are not any more special or any more, unrelatable, because they are human beings and they were people that weren't famous and weren't rich and weren't the way they are today. At one point they weren't, they were just regular people and they still are. And so I think there's been this, especially with social media and the 2010s, 2020s just blowing up and whatever. I think people are more insecure now than ever. And it's obvious why, because we're seeing more and more of these fabricated, unrealistic standards, not just in the way you look, but the way you live your life, the way you act, the way things you're interested and not interested in, and the trends. And it's also it's all dumb. And I'm here to tell you that it's just not real. It's not real. Have you ever stopped to think we're on a floating rock in the middle of buttfuck nowhere and the world is spinning, but we don't even notice, okay? Unless you are lying on the grass and you look up in the clouds and you see them moving very slowly, right? But we are here for a definite amount of time, right? And there are people that came way before us and people that will come way after us. And we are here for this allotted amount of time. And you are going to let people that don't know you, people that don't care about you, and people that have less in their life than you determine what you should do or what you should feel. If you really think about it, it's dumb. Actually, it's dumb. And so this is what I like to say to my friends, right? And even to myself, I really try to embrace this. If it is so easy for you to overthink so negatively, then you should be able to also just as easily overthink positively. We're so quick to be so hard on ourselves, to judge ourselves, to be insecure and to blame our genetics and blame our environment and childhood and imperfections, whatever. But we can also see the glass half full. We can also look and see, hey, this facial feature on me is actually quite nice. It looks good. I have this part of my face I like. Or I like my eye color, or, maybe I have good hair. Maybe I have a good sense of style, right? There's things about you that you should embrace, right? For example, I'm a short guy, right? I'm 5'6", 5'7". I'm a shorter guy. And, and earlier on this channel, I used to talk all about it. But so, that's a whole different topic. But just because I'm a short guy, does that mean that something I cannot control is going to determine the course of my life? Fuck no. You think I'm going to let that? There are guys shorter than me that have lived great lives. You think, who cares, right? And so at the end of the day, you have the option to be nice to yourself. It is more normal to be mean to yourself because social media and people that really don't have a life like to judge others and be rude to others because they just don't like themselves. But you have the option to be nice to yourself. And I'll be honest, I'm talking to myself right now because I have been really hard on myself these last couple of months. I've been fucking going down insecurity avenue, man. Trust me. And everybody you love and look up to, they also feel this way. Could you imagine how models feel? These, they look like they're created in a fucking lab. These, almost perfect human beings, right? And on the surface, you think they have a great life, right? And you think that they have They have it all together, and people just are always fawning over them, which maybe sometimes, sure. But do you understand how difficult it is to keep up that standard of beauty and life? How they constantly have to compare themselves to people who are even better looking than them. And the industry is just, it's harsh, man. And so for regular people like us, we don't have to worry about all that. We just need to take care of ourselves physically, mentally, and live our lives the best we can, right? And I think it is just, we don't need to try and give ourselves these fucking harsh standards of like a model to people like us. We're not models. I don't want to be a model. I don't think you want to be a model. We're just regular people at the end of the day. And so for us to put these ridiculous standards in our head from people who don't even know who we are, by the way, it's dumb. It's dumb. And I know like modern dating and modern standard, I know it's all over the place, right? But if you can just try your best to see the glass half full, you know? And I know it's cliche, I know it's generic advice, but it really is true. And there are people right now who would kill to trade places with you. I want you to think about that. There are people that are in your life, or maybe not in your life, that would love to be in your position. And you're gonna sit here and complain about the position you're in. You know, I'm not saying that your issues and problems are not valid, because of course they are, we all have them. But like, also be grateful, you know what I mean? And that's where I want to segue into being nice to yourself, because the words that you speak out loud, the thoughts you think, they form your reality. I'm not even trying to be spiritual here, but it's just true. You see, the thoughts that you think, you know, they lead to feelings, right? And those feelings and emotions, they will lead to actions that you take or actions you don't take. And those actions or non-actions will lead to a result. And the results will reinforce those thoughts. It's just a loop. And put it this way, let's say you tell yourself that you're ugly, you're unattractive, and unlovable, right? And so you tell yourself those things. Oh, like if you're like short like me, oh, I'm short and I'm chopped, I'm cooked, or whatever people say now. You know, girls are not gonna like me and this and that. Well, that's gonna lead to you feeling really fucking insecure and feeling bad about yourself. And do you think when you feel insecure and bad about yourself that you're gonna go up to a girl and talk to her, or be at a social event and meet girls and have a frame of mind that is attractive to women? Fuck no. You're gonna be so in your head and so feeling so undeserving, right? And so that leads to the result of you not going up to a girl or having a social interaction that literally goes south because you're so unhappy in your head, right? But look at it the other way. Let's say you tell yourself, yeah, I'm a short guy, but you know what? That's only one thing about me that I can't change, and it doesn't bother me. I'm confident in myself. I work out, you know, I'm a talented, smart individual, and I have big dreams. I'm ambitious and I'm fun, and you know, a girl will be lucky to have me. Now, if you take that state of mind, you're gonna feel pretty good, right? You're gonna feel good when you talk about yourself and think about yourself in a positive light. You're gonna feel good. And when you feel good, you're more likely to take those chances. You will be more likely to go up to the girl. Or if you have a social situation, talk to a girl and maybe crack a joke and be funny or be honest or be able to just hold the conversation better. And she might find you attractive. You know what I mean? And so that will result to you having a more positive result. And so you choose which cycle you want to be in, the positive or the negative. And trust me, I've been in negative for far too long. You know, I told myself I'm tired of putting myself down. There's literally no point. There really just isn't. It doesn't benefit you in any way, shape, or form. It only hurts you. And this is not like an easy thing to do. It's not an overnight process, but it is simple. If you can understand it and you can just take the little steps, right? Take those little steps to being nicer to yourself. This is what I like to say. Treat yourself the way you would treat a girl that you have a fat crush on, that you're like seeing a girl and you guys really like each other, right? How would you treat her? You're gonna look at her and be rude and point out every little imperfection and insecurity and make her feel horrible about herself? Probably not. You'd probably be kind, charismatic, funny, confident. So why don't you treat yourself the same way, bro? You know? And again, I'm talking to myself here because lately I've felt these things. I get it, you know? With modern dating and modern social media and all these ridiculous things, I get it, bro. Trust me, I do. But there's so many cases of guys who are not conventionally attractive, or guys who are short, or guys who are not wealthy, or all whatever, right? That find the loves of their lives and have great dating lives. So why can't you? Why can't I? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to turn this into a whole dating video, but I know that it's an important part of life, especially for us guys. But really, at the end of the day, like, it goes for any aspect of life: dating, just social situations, career, other passions and hobbies, and anything really. And I just think, I think it's time to stop normalizing the self-deprecation. It's enough, We only get so much time here on Earth. And to spend it beating yourself up constantly and devaluing yourself based on the opinions of people who don't even know you, who probably don't live anywhere near you, it's dumb. When I say it out loud, it's dumb, right? I'm not crazy for thinking that. But really, like, you just gotta start being nice. Wow, I can't even speak. You need to start being nice to yourself, really. You have to, because you wouldn't want to treat, your girlfriend or family members or close friends that way. So why should you treat yourself that way? You get what I'm saying? And so if you start telling yourself that, it's so easy to overthink and be negative. Oh, this isn't going to work out. I'm going to fail. I'm not good enough. I'm not good looking enough. Like all these things. But you can just as easily say, you know what? This will work out. And even if it doesn't, I'll be okay. I am good enough. I'm good looking enough. I'm smart enough. I've put in work, right? And the easiest way to start being nicer to yourself is to start doing more for yourself, right? Follow through on the little promises you make to yourself. That's how confidence is built. It's not just something given to you. It's a skill that's learned. And I used to be super, super unconfident, super insecure. And some days I'm still insecure. I'm a human being just like you. But when you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you go and do it, there's one confidence rep in the tank, right? If you tell yourself that you're going to go to the gym this day and you go that day, you just build confidence for yourself. If you say you're going to do a certain thing, whatever it is, and you do it, confidence. You don't need to complicate it. You don't need to overthink. You just need to understand that at the end of the day, it's not that deep. All right? You are overthinking way too much. You are putting yourself down way too much. And I'm telling you, that energy is just not attractive, because I have been that energy and I've seen the people around me and how they react to it, and vice versa, So that's going to do it for this video. I hope that this gave you a little bit of a confidence boost. I hope this helped you feel a little better about yourself and what you can do to help yourself feel better, because I get it, man. But that'll do it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.